finally at kind of 0 hour when we were out of time, out of diver's time, start to pull the vehicle out. Unfortunately, the entire vehicle didn't come out.
We're letting you know that we're
but we were
listening
able
in to
to
the
get
Hood River
a lot
County
of the
Sheriff Matt
chassis
English giving
out,
us an update on that car that could be the
investigators
Martin
are
family's
really
car.
encouraged,
We're going to take a listen
about
to what he
what
has to
came out,
say
that
in this
we,
update right now.
hope that we'll be able to make a positive identification of the vehicle. What came out, one of the big pieces was the engine, and they said that it's like it looked like it was actually in pretty good shape, and we've got the number to that engine from the Martin's car.
Will there be an effort to recover any evidence that might have sunk as it broke apart coming up? Will there be an effort to dive for that?
It's what's unclear, and just kind of talking with investigators, the report that the car was in pristine condition, they said, is not accurate. They said that thing is crumbling, and a lot of that chassis that they looked at, it's, again, this is something that we kind of anticipated could be a reality. It's been in there for 66 years, and so, it's really rusty and really falling apart, and so I think they'll do more of a debrief, with the professionals. But it sounded like, whatever is left there is full of rocks and buried, and so, and I don't even know if they can't even tell if the whole body is there, frankly, of the car.
There was one rumor right away circulating, like rumors here, that maybe a possible leg bone or something was found.
No, there was no information about any remains. The only information was, just what they were able to get up. And unfortunately, when they started, it just came apart. So, but like I said, they're very encouraged about what they did get, and that they're fairly confident that they can make an identification of the car, which is a big step. No, they're out of time, so they're actually packing up and leaving. One of the other challenges, and I don't know if we talked about this week, is the Bonneville Dam is closing for a month. And so the locks apparently are undergoing some maintenance or something. So anything on this side is stuck after this weekend. And so they're trying to get that stuff downriver because they've got work to do. So we were on a pretty tight time frame.
And so as far as, what happens now, right? You've got some pretty key pieces of this vehicle up. You guys have been investigating for, a couple days now. You've been out here working hard. So what are next steps? How are you going to identify if this is the Martin family car? And if so, what's next after that?
So they're going to take that vehicle back to our secure facility. They hope to start processing a bit tonight. Look for the identifying information that we had from the files, and then go from there. Honestly, I don't know. There's a probability that we may never know what exactly happened, and this may be as far as we can get, because it's really unclear what's left in there. And again, I think with all of these floods that have gone through this, and all of the rocks and all of the debris, it could have washed everything away.
Are you going to be coming back again tomorrow to try and get the remainder out, or is this...
No, because we're talking like weeks of, potential excavating if there's anything left. And like I said, we don't know, based on what the divers saw, if there's really that much left. So really they were able to excavate as far down as they could with a lot of specialized equipment, but it is like concrete in there. And so they weren't able to give us an indication if the whole body of the car is even there.
So it's safe to say this is...
Could be. Yeah, we don't know yet. I think it's too soon to say case closed, obviously, but, not tomorrow. Yeah, that's for, certainty. Absolutely.
In your time as sheriff, or as law enforcement, you've probably talked to Jeff about this already, but have you seen something like this before, to this magnitude, having to spend a couple days trying to excavate something like this, such an old, piece of evidence?
As far as the age, no. Having a case that's this old, no. I've worked on cold cases. We've worked on cold cases. We've done a lot of technical work over the years related to search and rescue. I mean, you have seen some huge stories over the years with Mount Hood that have been, in our county. But yeah, this is unique, and it's very interesting. I'm hoping that at least what has been done in the last few days will help bring a little bit of closure, if we can positively ID that car in short order.
How did you transport the chassis?
On a tow truck.
Hey, back in the day, they said that there were tracks that went into the water. One of the officers thought that the car went into the water tracks. Is that right? Where that location is?
No, I believe it's actually, it's back where our command vehicles are. I believe it was more in that area.
It still makes sense though, where the car ended up.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Is there anything else you'd like to add as far as like moving forward? I know in the next couple of days, or at least tonight, you guys will be kind of looking at some stuff. But I mean, what's maybe a timeline as far as how long it might take for you guys to find who you might be?
I'm hoping, within the next day or two, depending on how far they get. Obviously, they want to preserve the integrity of that. So if it's not readily available, they're going to have to use some techniques to try to uncover the numbers on that engine block and do some research about exactly where they are. On things that are old and have been in the water and start to rust, you have to be really careful when you clean those off. And so they'll use, their utmost care to do that, and probably potentially use the Oregon State Police crime lab.
Any sense of, or any
All right, you've been listening to the Hood River County Sheriff there in Cascade Locks give an update on their progress that they made today, actually lifting the shell of what is believed to be the Martin family car out of the Columbia River. It was put on a tow truck and now will be taken to a secure location, and they're going to try and start processing it tonight.
Yeah, and if you think about how about 24 hours ago, the sheriff right there gave us an update that things were put on hold for the night.
Right.
And that's because of how delicate they had to be with bringing up this car, which they knew it wasn't likely going to come up in one big piece.
Right.
It's been there for 66 years and a few months. And that powerful Columbia River and all the floods that have been through there, all that debris. So they put that on pause, and then much of today we're able to kind of dig out a little bit more and finally get that up within this afternoon. So the question was asked, what's next as we all look ahead, right?
Yeah.
Everybody wants answers as soon as possible, but it sounds like we, of course, have to be extra patient, because even though tonight they're going to bring that debris, that part of the car and whatever else they have over to a secure facility, they hope to start as soon as tonight, but even with that, it could take some time. And I thought what was also interesting is that good reminder from him is that, of course, like I said, we want answers because there's this big lead in this big development, is that will we get answers, like say in weeks and months to come? But he says, hey, just remember, there's
Maybe
a chance we don't
Yeah.
get any answers
not.
from this
Right.
that we want anyway, besides potential confirmation of the car.
Yeah, and Jeff has talked so much about the different theories in the case. Was it an accident? Was it something more sinister?
Yeah.
That's what the sheriff was referencing there. Might just not ever know.
Yeah, and
So-
with that, we want to remind you that we do have much more on the Martin family and the decades-long look into their disappearance at coin.com. That's where you can take a look at the timeline of all this from December of 1958. This also includes Jeff's incredible reporting during the 50th anniversary of the family's disappearance. And there's the detailed 4-part podcast series on this investigation as well. We know that we'll also have another update from Jeff Gianola at the scene coming up on KOIN 6 News at 5.